Welcome everybody, and this is another layout I'm doing of my daughter Shelby and her boyfriend Nick. Shelby wanted to go see the Christmas lights in Ocean City, which is like an hour and 20-minute drive, and Nick is like, you want to drive an hour and 20 minutes to see Christmas lights? She said, yes, I do. So he took her, and he ended up having a great time too. He hadn't seen anything like that before. So the two pictures in front of the tree, that one ends up being a layout on its own, but they each had their favorite trees, and so I decided to make that the layout. Them in front of his favorite tree and them in front of hers. So I'm using these Christmas paper pads that I got at Michael's. One is Teresa Collins, and the other one is, I missed it. I'm just going to take a few minutes here to decide what I want for my background. I can't remember. I had done this like back in December. And I'm voicing over 9 videos today, so my voice is getting a little dry. I'm sorry. And I'm fighting a cold. But anyway, I take a few minutes to go through both paper pads, and I guess I decided on a couple. So anyway, so they went to see the Christmas lights, and I guess there were shops and they had different trees, and they had things for sale, and there were food vendors, and Eric and I went to something like that when we were stationed in Louisiana. We always went to Natchitoches and saw the Christmas lights along the water. And if any of you have ever seen the movie Steel Magnolias, that was done in the 90s. That is where that movie was filmed. And Eric and I went every year. We thought it was a blast. And it was like a 45-minute drive for us, I think, but that was something we always loved to do. And we'd buy the Natchitoches meat pies that the vendors had there that I just love and miss so much. But yeah, so this might be something for them to do. And he titled, I think when he put it on Instagram, he put Shelby Sunday, because because I think this is a Sunday and it was all about making her happy. She wanted to go, but he ended up being surprised and had a really great time himself. In this picture, they're in a shop, and she's trying on this little winter beanie hat, and he's putting on these New Year's glasses that say 2015. So they just took a few silly pictures of each other. I decided that green and that background were competing a little bit too much, so I picked some of this red and pink stripe diagonal paper, and I'm just going to leave a little bit showing just to kind of break those colors up. Yeah, that looks so much better, and it kind of reminds me of candy canes in the holidays, and I know it came from that paper pad. Oh no, it said, oh, it's the Beloved collection. Okay, don't listen to me. That was from last year's Valentine's stash thing I bought. So his favorite tree was the poinsettia tree down in the bottom, and her favorite tree was the huge one outside. She said it was so big we couldn't get the whole tree in the picture, and they asked someone to take their photograph, and it being dark, she wasn't sure if it was going to work out or not, but it was good enough for the memory, and she was really, really happy that they got a picture in front of both of them. And then she was sending me pictures all night long. It was like along the water or along the city, they had all these different, it was like just a parade of lights, different shapes and characters lit up in Christmas lights, and some were twinkling, some weren't. And she just said it was kind of a magical feeling, and she really enjoyed doing that with him. And I think he enjoyed doing that with her too. So, they were newly going out. They started officially dating a little after Thanksgiving, like a week after Thanksgiving. He met the family on Thanksgiving, and they started dating shortly after. I'm like, well, Shelby, if he could put up with us, I'll take us. We're a loud, rambunctious bunch, and, you know, it was all fun and good, and he likes coming over. He says we're hilarious, so I don't know, but I try and cook when he comes over because, you know, he's in the military and has to eat in the dining facility all the time, the chow hall, but he works odd, late hours, and so a lot of times it's catch as he can, or he has to grab something out. So if I know Shelby's going to visit him or something on base, I'll make up some food for her to take to him and try and feed it. Because Eric and I have been there, done that. You know, we were airmen in the military, and so we know what it's like. I swore that this glitter tape has a peel back, but it was not peeling back for me. So I ended up I quit fighting with it, and I ended up just putting some tape runner on the back of it. And I thought it dressed it up really nice, and I just kind of gave it a tail end on each side. And then there was paper. There was a sheet of paper that had numbers in circles like that, number 21, because I asked her the date they went. I couldn't remember, and she said it was December 21st. She looked back on her calendar. And so I used my circle punch with the pinked edge of it. So it's not really scalloped, but it's a little pointy. And I used that to cut it out. And that's going to be, I have 2 sheets of that. And I said when I saw that, I didn't do December Daily this year because I had school, but I'm really going to try and do December Daily next year. And I'm going to use those for my December Dailies to name each day. And I just chose that You and Me from Maggie Holmes that came in the kit, and I'm using some of this wood veneer. That one doesn't make it on, but it does make it on a different page, I think, because I end up using that tag. I think it says Hot Cocoa on it. And up above, there's that little strip of Christmas lights, but I feel they're getting lost, so I think I'm going to be coloring them in with my Wink of Stella markers. And I like it because it has a little bit of glitter to them, and so it really dresses it up nicely. And that card was a cut apart from the pad of paper too, and it says wish list. So I already wrote you for number 1. I was going to write something down on each one, but I ended up just putting You and Me. So even though I already wrote you being number 1, it turned out fine. I debated getting another one out, and I said no, it works out just fine. So on the 21, I put above it December, and then below at the bottom of that circle, I put the year. And here I am coloring those up. I don't think I colored the tag. I think I left the tag alone. But I did pull out a coffee mug, wood veneer I see, and I think I used it. We shall find out. It's kind of funny how you forget what you used or what you did on a page looking back. And up on the banner, that glitter strip, I used the wood veneer that says Twinkle because I felt it was fitting with the lights. It's so neat when, you get a kit and you're looking through things and you're like, oh, it's really neat, but I don't know what I'm going to use that on. And then something happens in your life, like the kids went here. And so hence I was able to use the Twinkle. I was able to use the hot cocoa mug, and the lights. Wood veneer. I thought it was just really a fun page, and Nick thought it was kind of cool, and Shelby loved it, of course. He doesn't know much about scrapbooking, but he's learning because every time he comes over, it's like I've done another picture. They're just too cute not to scrapbook, and I try and get Rachel. I have some of Rachel and Carl as well, but they're away at school, so it's really hard for me sometimes to get pictures, and she's so busy. I'm like, send me pictures of you guys, because when they visit each other, he was at her school, but he's on a co-op right now, so now he's in Ohio, and they see each other when they can. And I'm like, take pictures, but I never get them. So she's like, oh, I will, I just got busy, and I'm like, do it right now. So what I do is I end up, if they happen, one of them happens to put something on Instagram or their Facebook, I steal it and I get them that way. It's all fair. But they really love seeing what I come up with. Both of the girls do. They really like it. And Carl and Nick have really gotten into seeing the pages I make too. They think that's pretty cool. So, and I believe I am titling this Christmas Lights in Ocean City. And oh, my H broke. So I ended up piecing it together. It worked out fine. I really enjoyed making this page. I really loved the winter time. This was a rough Christmas for me, though, with school and all. And so I was a little depressed and down. But doing fun pages like this, helped helped out. And I can't wait for this next Christmas. I'm going to make up for lost time, so to speak. But yeah, I think this turned out really well. I don't think I do much more. I'm not sure if I put sprinkles on this. I like the way it looks right now. I don't think it needs any, but who knows what I was thinking. Or did. I added some cork stars, a little camera. I'm using some of these tiny, tiny alphas to put the word in. Christmas lights in Ocean City. And I was just pulling all these colors from the pictures. So I think it turned out well. And oh, I put remember this down below. Oh, and I'm adding their names. And then I thought against it and I tried to pull it up, but it was stuck. Once these little stickers went down, they went down. So I'm just putting Shelby and Nick. And I think I used an ampersand, I want to say. A wood veneer ampersand. I'm sorry I didn't cut this part out. I thought maybe I would have. Sometimes doing long titles, I tend to forward, just like I did right there. There we go. I'm using some of these really pretty gold glitter enamel dots. Love them so much. Yep, I did. I used a wood ampersand, Shelby and Nick. And I hope you enjoyed this layout. And I know we're almost at springtime and I'm showing you some of my winter layouts, but I really enjoyed making them. So I hope you really enjoy watching them. And maybe get some ideas. I've loved catching up on all these videos since school is over and done with me, and I'm a graduate nurse. I'm just waiting to take my NCLEX, which is my licensure for my RN, and then I'll be job hunting. I'm so excited for this next chapter of my life. Worked very hard for it, wanted it forever, so the time has come. But thank you for, I did use some white mist. There we go, for some sprinkle. So enjoy. Thank you so much for subscribing and being so faithful and supportive of me. I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, and I love you all so, so much. I've made some really great friends here, and you guys are the best, whether we've met or not. So thank you so much, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.